That's what we see Jay-Z has done. That's what we see Puff has done. The music don't become how you pay the bills. It's a lot of pressure off of it. You got other things bringing in income, you can make music.
This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face. Like what the fuck is going on? Who told you that song and did you know all along? And why did your bitch sell that painting 2 weeks after he was gone? I'ma tell you what it feels like. It feels a little fishy. Feels like something's going on ever since that John Legend song and college prediction of a Grammy. If you ask me, I can't stand him. Seems a little weird. Question number 1, why is there no blood? Question number 2, Sam left in the AM is true, but you're talking about the shits all up in the afternoon. Don't trip, we're gonna find out the truth soon. Who did what to who? Did they plan to eat the chili fries or was it just a surprise? Can you see the lies of witness in a cowboy's eyes? Are we gonna just sit here and forget? Are we gonna ride like Nip said? It's a little weird that the judge quit. Handing out immunities like candy makes me sick. I got a lot of unanswered questions like, why's the footage all grit and I can't see shit? Who the fuck is that white man in that white BMW? Probably was the FBI. Yeah, I noticed that white guy, and I noticed the car wasn't in the pictures when they showed them afterwards. They thought we would forget. They got that shit backwards. They weren't expecting me to drop this track and raise all these questions with my Mac words. I'm really mobbing through LA smoking backwoods. I've been doing this shit all my life. TMC, AMI. You might just see an empty parking lot when you ride by. Well, me, I see way more. I see an independently owned store. I see the community taking power back, whether you're white, Mexican, Asian, or black. As long as you're not blue. Good ones, there might be a few, but from my life experience, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not defending Eric, but what's the fucking delay? They requested a quick trial, it's been over 800 days. They try to distract us in so many clever, creative ways. Yeah, you got your Grammy, and now you're a billionaire. But what about the families that are still living there? Seems a little unfair, just a little something to compare. I never seen a fireman wearing a bulletproof vest. Yes, the shit to me seems a little suspect. The shit's a little weird. Crisis actors taking away our fathers, making our child some bastards, killing creative men and women for their masters. The waves that Nip wrote in, you didn't know when it began. A bunch of new chapters, you didn't think about what would happen after. We would put the pieces together on your transparent bullshit. I can see right through it, like the clear blue sky in the LA sunny weather, where the palm trees swing side to side and we ride together on a white horse or a double R hearse in a foreign car. Either way, you gotta be on guard because they're on tap for anyone who's brown or black with tats. Everybody sees it, but nobody wants to attack. It's sad if you ask, we all gotta blast back. We're in the game, though we can't touch the ball. Seems a little unfair if you ask me, that's all. So take your ignorant ass to YouTube and type in Tanique Reviews to get the real news. We're doing the shit for justice, not views. Sharing knowledge and coming together, that's the real tool. He tried to lead us to the lake, so don't sleep on the knowledge that he gave to me and you. He wanted us to learn from his mistakes, so with our new knowledge, good decisions we could make. And also one thing I wanted to say myself, they killed Dr. Sebi because he was teaching health. Assassins, they come in all shapes and sizes, big booties, hips and thighs. Oh, you're Diddy's girl, right? Oh yeah, John Legend, some things happen at your video shoot. I got a couple questions for you. All those strings you pulled, you still can't make a rap hit. You punk ass little bitch, you probably got a little dick. All the shit that you have to did. This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face. This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face.
All right, chat. Welcome everybody to the chat. Let's have a little church this afternoon.
Pastors, stop putting us on blast because we smoke a little weed. Some of y'all smoke a little. All right. My Let me smoke my weed. Let me smoke my weed. I might act crazy sometimes. Let me smoke my weed. Let me smoke my weed. I was gonna clean my room till I got high. Get up and find the room, then I got high. My room is still messed up, and I know why. We want to do the church.
Welcome, chat. Welcome everybody in the chat. How is everybody doing? I'd like to start the show off by saying that everything on this show is alleged and used for entertainment, religious, and spiritual purposes. How is everybody doing? So let me call everybody in this building. We got Tanya Flowers up in the building. I missed you too, Tanya. I've been on here, just not as hard, but we're about to pick it up. And we got, of course, Day Warner, Ashley D up in this building. Ashley, that's my song. Why you don't take my song? Enjoyments I had, Ash. That's me playing piano, and of course, that's Rain Cash. Rain's Cash. He's got about 3 or 4 CDs. He got his own surfboard. He got his own skateboard collection now, and we've been together, and he put the lyrics to my music, and we came up with the song called Anonymous. You can get it on all platforms. Just look up Rains Cash and Anonymous. And so we were able to do that for Nip. And what's up? We got Do Things up in the building. Salute. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here too, man. Yeah, I come on. I just don't have a set time, but we coming. Ashley, I know you're saying. But okay, you email me, and of course, y'all know the email address. If you ever want to talk to me on YouTube, just email me at taniquereviews@gmail.com. That is taniquereviews@gmail.com. You can hit me up right there. Remember, again, if you got a story or you want to talk about, like Ashley, by using my song on her channel, hit me up at taniquereviews@gmail.com. So you got Ashley here. She's one of the Day One is in the building. You know, when you put it on your show, man, they're gonna pop up, they're gonna come, they're gonna believe me, I'm on there. And we got Gila Johnson in the building. Hey G, what's up? Gila in here. Yes. We got Danielle. How you doing, Danielle? Be laughing. Let that man smoke his weed. Let him smoke his weed. I feel like playing that again. Let him smoke his weed. He right. They smoke a lot of stuff too. Y'all see them at Puff Daddy sex parties and everything else. And y'all know what's going on. The church is being shot up. Hey, wait a minute.
Pastors, stop putting us on blast because we smoke a little weed. Some of y'all smoke a little. All right. My Let me smoke my weed. Let me smoke my weed. I might act crazy sometimes. Let me smoke my weed. Let me smoke my weed. I was gonna clean my room till I got high. Get up and find the room, then I got high. My room is still messed up, and I know why. Because I got.
There we go. That's called Hood Church. And of course, we got none other than Kyra Knows. Kyra got all the information here, y'all. She hiding it, but Kyra got all that information. Kyra knows. We have Do Things in the building. Oh, you just hollered? Okay. Hope you stick around. We got an interesting show tonight. Got some questions and all that good stuff. And we, of course, we got Indiana's best. That's Ocasia 317. What's up, Ocasia 317? We got K Thompson. Hey, all the way from BK in the building. K Thompson. Don't be going nowhere. You got to get to the show, Danielle. Don't be leaving. Ashley said, I love it. Always been dope. Thanks, huh? No problem, Ashley. No problem. And Lucius 071. I definitely will be hitting you up. Do that, Ashley. Definitely. And you definitely. Yeah, I appreciate it. And so does Rain Cash. You know, I really do. So we are here tonight. And we're here tonight to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. And I gotta admit, these last Super Bowls, man, I have hated the halftime show. I really have. And this one ain't no better at all, period. I just don't think after watching acts like Michael Jackson and uh, Prince, of course, and all these great musical acts like that, this hip hop stuff is just not working. I find myself looking for a show like Living Color. In fact, most people probably don't know it was Living Color that kind of introduced the halftime show. You know, they used to switch from halftime to Living Color. That's right. The Wayans brothers, and of course Tony Davidson and Keenan, they used to do the halftime show and they killed it. And that's what started it. But they've been having a lot of trouble since they putting certain people in the hip hop community in charge with choosing X. You know, I guess it started to go down with the Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson mistake. And of course, when they brought in Prince and Michael Jackson, that kind of uplifted it. I mean, who'd have thought when Prince did the halftime show and he did Purple Rain, that it would actually start raining and the rain was purple. That was not a stage. I think the lights were hitting it, but it was just so beautiful to see Prince do that. And I mean, he just lit that place up. Purple, as it started raining, I don't even know if it was forecast to rain, but it all happened magically. It just started to rain when that man struck that guitar and started to play in Purple Rain. That's not a prop. It started to rain, and the rain came out purple because of the lights. And boy, we just got spoiled with good music. And now some of the stuff they've been having, like the one they had in Los Angeles with Dr. Dre and them, that sucked. And this one sucked as well too. But nevertheless, I was watching it. I'm going like, man, you know, I'm trying to figure out now. Maybe some of y'all know, and if you do, type it in the chat box. Didn't we last read that Usher had herpes, not AIDS? I'm sorry. He had herpes. I'm just trying to figure. He got awfully a little uncomfortably close to Alicia Keys. Now, just so you get some background, you see here, a lawsuit claims Usher fails to warn two women and a man, Lord have mercy, about herpes. So not only did you have two women, but you had a man. Now I don't know what that means. Does it make him um, a triad who will try anything? I don't know what that means. But we did read. Y'all see this, right? Now I'm trying. When I was looking, I'm going like, you know, what's up with Swiss? Is he trying to just throw his wife away, or what the heck? Because I would feel not. I would feel uncomfortable. I know she got to perform, but performing that close with somebody perspiring and sweating like that, and he has herpes simplex too, probably 23 by now, but I'm just saying, you know, I don't know if he got some kind of magical cure. They ain't put it in the papers or anything. And then it says Usher seeks dismissal of herpes suit, says plaintiff knew of unprotected sex. These people with this disease do not care about you if you don't got it. All right. Now, we've been doing a story which I had to take down because I didn't take it down because YouTube, but they were threatening to put ex-wife in jail because she was infected by her ex-husband and 27 other people across the country, and the police still ain't did anything. 27 other people. That would be a total of 28 people he's infected, men as well as women, with the herpes virus, according to them, allegedly. According to them, when they begin to see it, they begin to email it and talk about it, and lying and stuff of that nature, and still walking around looking for his next victim to infect. And so while I was telling the story, the court went after the ex-wife and threatened to put her in jail if she don't contact me and ask me to take it down. So I talked to my legal people. They wasn't caring about the court. They're going to actually sue the court for a lot of our constitutional rights. But the lawyer that we used didn't want her to go to jail or anything like that, because they would do it because people in that community started to find out a lot of these people were some really funny people, and started to understand how they got infected. But nevertheless, this guy infected, not Usher, but this guy I'm talking about, infected over 28 people from North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, with the herpes virus, never telling those people he knew he had it. We have medical records, prescriptions, and stuff of that nature, even taking an AIDS repressant medication. Now, we don't know if the guy had AIDS or not, but why would you be taking an AIDS repressant medication if you don't have it? And you would think the court would be trying to protect people and stop people from getting this virus, and they're not. They don't even care. at all, period. And they were threatening to put that woman in jail that he infected and didn't tell her that he had it, and other people during the marriage, period. And I'm gonna take this time. Y'all better be careful. Ain't no penis and no punani that good that you can't go and get somebody tested and pricked on their finger for you to be walking around with herpes, AIDS. They got, I mean, Mecklenburg County, North Carolina. Syphilis is so bad they pleading with you don't even come and sleep with nobody in that county of Mecklenburg because they're developing an incurable version of syphilis, just passing it around. And people are so nasty, they won't walk somebody down and get them tested to protect yourselves. Now, the reason I'm talking about this for a couple of reasons, okay? Now, women, I want you to hear me real good and do your research and Google it if you think that I'm lying. Listen to this number. This number should scare the hell out of y'all. But if it don't scare the hell out of you, something's wrong with you. All right? Now, you got 50% of the American black women in the United States of America are infected with herpes simplex 2. 50% of all our black women. This is no lie. This is no joke. When I was doing research, I was trying everything possible to get myself wrong. And other races, the Hispanic race, the Indian race, the white race, those people have educated themselves. But our race is so uneducated and going out getting drunk and stuff and let anything go up in between us and stuff of that nature that over 50% of America's black women have herpes simplex 2. 50%. And more than 80% of them got it from a black man. All right. Now, this is some serious stuff that we have to talk about. You need to talk about it to your kids because the worst group of people to get it is from age 14 to 25. 14, I said it right. 14, hadn't even gotten in high school yet. 14 to 25, walking around with some of the worst cases of this virus. And we're the only race of people that's not getting educated. And you just a free clinic check or a minute clinic at Walgreens, somewhere you can walk in, get a check to protect yourself before you engage. And even if you do engage, you should make sure you should be strapped up, get a Glad garbage bag, because I'm telling you, we are the only race of people where this stuff is skyrocketing out of control. And all it takes is if you know you're going to go there and you feel like you're going to go there, before you go there, get checked out. First off, you shouldn't be having sex unmarried anyway. All right. That's just the way I feel. All right. If you ain't married, close your damn legs up. That's just the way I feel. All right. The race I mean, I don't know what to say. We're killing each other. We're doing everything to each other. Now we're screwing each other to death. This is just absolutely incredible. And depending on your body and your condition, this affects people differently. Like if you have an immune system problem, you don't need herpes on top of that. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes people don't find out until they get it. And now there's some people who don't even have outbreaks. They just become a carrier of it, passing it around. And they're not trying to cure it, but they are trying to invent medicine to hide that people got it. So even if they give it to you, they can get tested and it won't show because the medicine, like people got AIDS right now, and you don't know it because they're taking Big Tarvy. That's the name of the medicine, Big Tarvy. Big Tarvy, if you take it, will camouflage that a person has HIV or AIDS. That's right. It'll hide it. They have full blown knowing it, and they will engage in sexual activity with you all 100%. And so you need to go ahead and you need to protect yourselves. And the way to do that is with education. And I said again, 50% of African American women, you can look it up online for yourself, have this virus. And I thought those numbers, and if you look at those numbers, it's absolutely shocking. And it's something we got to talk about. Instead of listening to gossip on these channels and stuff like that, we need to educate people, man, and let people know what is going on. Absolutely let them know what's going on so you can do whatever it takes to protect yourself from situations like this. Now, knowingly, a person is supposed to let you know and you go for what you know, but sometimes they don't. Well, a lot of times that they don't is what I'm reading about. And so I was watching this yesterday and I'm going like, man, he's a little bit close to Alicia Keys, I'm like, wow, grabbing her like that by the waist. You can see in her eyes, she going like, what the hell are you doing? You can just see it. And got his body pressed up against her. I'm like, Switch must not be in love no more. Do anybody else um think that performance was much stronger than it really needed to be? Because all we needed to be was entertained. We didn't need to be sexed up. Some good music. That's why I questioned why they would let them do the halftime anyway. Because I ain't never really been a big fan or anything like that. But I can think of 100 other acts that I would have rather have heard. Especially after hearing Michael and hearing Prince and some of the other musical talented acts. I mean, I'm thinking like Aerosmith is on a farewell tour. That would have been good to have Aerosmith do um, the Super Bowl halftime because their band's no longer gonna after they finish this tour. They're no longer gonna perform anymore. So I thought that would have been a great act to have. Just because they're leaving. Some of these good bands they played so many years they've tired, but nevertheless I mean, how do you guys feel about it? Don't you think this was a little bit strong of a performance from a person who has a virus and he's sweating? And remember, this is a skin to skin disease. All that sweat is sweats right next to her neck. And she scratched her neck, and I'm like, man, this is absolutely incredible. Do Thing says that was too much considering she's married. Exactly what I'm talking about. Do Thing's caught right on right away. And quiet is kept. I don't really know the guy. Quiet is kept from people who I know that's part of the industry. So this guy is not going to do anything to embarrass himself or whatever it may be. But from people who I know in the industry said this guy is definitely going to check this guy about the way he performed. But you could definitely clearly see the uncomfortability in Alicia Keys from the beginning. So what do you guys think? Do things telling the truth. What do you guys think about this performance? You know, um, and this guy with this virus trying to be sexual like this in front of people. Let me before I'm gonna put the link in the box and give y'all a chance to come up. This the link. You just look for that link there. You can touch it and come up. But I want you guys to get a backdrop so you can see what I'm talking about because I think this is important, an important issue. Especially in the urban community, our community, where these numbers are staggering. They're not that staggering in other communities, but 50% of our Black women have been infected already. And hell, if the other 50% don't do something, it's going to be dog day afternoon. So let's take a listen.
New legal trouble for Usher. Attorney Lisa Bloom says that she is filing a lawsuit against the R&B star today. 2 women and a man say Usher knowingly infected them with herpes back in 2009. The singer has not denied having the disease. Usher already settled a 2012 lawsuit with a woman who claims that he gave her herpes.
So he's not saying he ain't got it, and he did settle a situation, one of them, concerning the disease. So to me, that's an admission of guilt. So how do you guys feel about this situation and that halftime performance? And how do you guys think? What do you think the Swiss Beast is thinking right now? You think he's thinking take a shower or what? What do you think he's thinking? You can see the HTTPS that hit that. You can come on and tell me, yeah. Well, Danielle didn't know. I'm looking at dancing herpes. That's what I was looking. I was like, oh my God. I know Alicia got to do something to keep herself relevant, but I don't know was that worth it or not. Man, my God. So, I'm just wondering. I mean, acting like you don't even and that's what I've been reading lately, how these people who get this stuff really don't care. One of the reasons one of the doctors gave that they don't care is because they don't penalize people who know. What they were doing was penalizing people who got infected. And some states, like say Illinois, for instance, changed that. They changed where now people who got infected are innocent. Because they were treating them like they were treating the person who got infected bad, not the person who infected them. So with this law, especially, I'm gonna tell you why they do this. Especially as long as it stays like it is in the black community, ain't nobody gonna care. There ain't nobody gonna care at all, period, because basically the education, for some reason, does not start in the black community the way it does in other communities. Other communities react and they do something positive by just educating people. But in our community, it's just not working. We got an 18-year-old girl in Ohio who just sat there and slept with a person and didn't tell them that she had full-blown AIDS. She's a 18-year-old high school student, just slept with a guy knowing she had AIDS. So they got her going to trial in Ohio. That carries time in jail. So she's going to pay severely for that. But the rest of these diseases, the reason why people do it and go around and infecting people is because the laws are easing up on the people who are infecting people because there's no criminal punishment. They really don't care. You go out to a club, you meet somebody on a dating platform, whatever it may be, and guess what? You find yourself in a situation, trusting somebody. Danielle says he just had the little girl by the woman. Wait a minute, he just had the little girl by that woman he just married. It doesn't make a difference. You can have children with herpes, but you need to look at what it does to you and the unbelievable pain that people live in, and then decide if you want to have a baby by them. It's easy for somebody when, okay, it comes and goes. This day they ain't got it. It's fine, but that's something you're gonna live with for the rest of your life. If you're 20, you may live to be 80 and have these enormous breakouts all through your private parts and on top of your body and between your behind and everything else. And that stuff is like flaming. I've heard people tell me when I was researching this that depending on how strong you are, some of them actually thought about suicide. So to me, if a couple of dollars is worth that, then you should go for it and get it. But from people I talk to, they wish they had a known. They would have did everything to avoid it. They wish they had to protect themselves. They live in complete regret. Now, when you talk about 50% of African American women, all right, out of every 10 women, out of every 10 women you meet, 5 of them have full-blown herpes. That is a staggering number. All right, just absolutely staggering. I don't care how nice they look, how good their hair is done, or whatever it is, nails. They have something very serious. Like I say, you have another complaint, then this can be even more serious than that. You could have any you mix that with another illness that you may have and the person don't know and they've infected you with this, you got problems. You got some serious problems. So I'm looking and I'm going, man, she's awfully close to this dude, and I'm sure she gotta know he's not the only entertainer with it. I have a list of entertainers who actually have this virus. But as Lisa Bloom was saying when she brought the lawsuit, she said that people are caught up with entertainment and stuff like that, and it kind of slips past their mind or their thought of thinking. But the law says it is the person who is infected responsibility to tell you that they're infected. Now, I'm hoping that I'm sure she watches the news, Alicia Keys or whatever it may be. But don't you guys think this was too raunchy, especially for a guy with a known virus that you can get by touching somebody? You don't have to even engage, just touching somebody, which is probably the reason why he has on a glove, but holding that girl by the waist and got his private parts and stuff, touching her behind. Now, if they came down on Janet Jackson and that was a wardrobe mistake, I don't know why they're not coming down on them. I mean, I don't know what Swiss is thinking, but I would have had a serious problem, a delirious problem with this situation. But he from New York, the Bronx. I'm sure something's gonna be said and something's gonna be done, but he ain't gonna do nothing to cut off his bread publicly. But I would have sure liked to see that whether that was in rehearsal or not. I have problems believing that it was in rehearsal. So what do you guys think? I'm gonna put the uh chat link in the box. I want you to come up and tell me what you think. Do you think that this was raunchy? Do you think this was tasteless? Do you think? Because I'm not the only one. He's actually trending because of it, and people were wondering. It didn't take all that. Just come out, do some dances, pretend you Michael Jackson, and call it a day and get off the stage. But trying to be a sex symbol and knowing that you didn't have 3 different lawsuits and a whole dude. That's right, a whole man is claiming sex with this guy. So I don't know what the heck is going on. A whole man. Now, I want you to hear it again, so you don't think that I made this up, because I didn't make it up, and some of y'all probably didn't pay no attention.
New legal trouble for Usher. Attorney Lisa Bloom says that she is filing a lawsuit against the R&B star today. 2 women and a man say Usher knowingly infected them with herpes back in 2009. The singer has not denied having the disease. Usher already settled a 2012 lawsuit with a woman who claims that he gave her herpes.
I'm glad we got PPP in the building, watching from the Netherlands. So you see what I'm saying? We got a whole man who's claiming that he infected him too. Now, to me, that brings in homosexuality. You know, you can't make this shit up. I'm just telling you. That brings in homosexual, a whole dude who's claiming that he got infected by Usher as well, and 2 women. Now, he settled one of those suits with this woman. Her lawyers were smart. Now, back in the day, y'all probably watched Dynasty, and y'all saw Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson and Linda Evans kind of heated up Dynasty a little bit. But most of the people on the set of Dynasty did not know that Rock Hudson had AIDS. Did nobody. He fooled a lot of people, looked masculine, but he was a homosexual, and allegedly, and most people didn't know that, and they had him on there kissing Linda Evans and kissing Linda Evans. Linda Evans has never been the same, because shortly after that he died from AIDS. Now, but before he died, there was a man who sued Rock Hudson for knowingly engaging with him in homosexual acts, and not telling him. And that guy won millions from Rock Hudson. So the person who Usher settled the lawsuit with, her lawyers was going after the same thing, just because he didn't reveal that he had herpes to this woman. And that they went the same way Rock Hudson's lawyer was doing, and probably were going to win. There's no question about it. And so he settled that one, because there's nothing you can do. It's not like it ain't going away. She's gonna have it forever. So I hope she got enough money to last her forever, and maybe she can get involved with somebody who wants some money. But nevertheless, I thought it was kind of raunchy. Brown Skin said Swiss Beats actually said that people were worried about the wrong thing. And okay, I seen that, but listen, Brown Skin, he's supposed to say that. Swiss Beats knows good and well not to mess up his paper. He just put that out and all that stuff like that. But trust me, I've heard from cats in the Bronx that say that's gonna be dealt with. But that's what he's supposed to do. That guy can't come out and mess over his money and her money and stuff like that. But there was somebody who actually saw the rehearsal and said to me that that was not a part of the rehearsal. That was not a part of what was performed and what was approved. But he's not going to come out and piss off the music industry and lose everything he done worked hard for, and because of this like that. That ain't how you do that. A lot of people can afford to do that, but that ain't how you do that. When you're in a position he in, you have to do that on the back end, unless you're in some shaming ritual. If you're in a shaming ritual, kind of like the one Chris Rock and Will Smith were a part of, where you got to slap somebody to get the Oscar. That's been done before. That's a shaming ritual. That's a whole nother ball game. Then you can go off or whatever it may be. But this ain't no shaming ritual. He just said what he was supposed to say. And this stuff is public. And once it reaches the public, you can go into whatever you want to go into. Like these stories that I'm giving you, these are not stories I'm making up. All right. I want you to look up at the screen real good. These are not made up stories. This is WLS. This is ABC. Lawsuit claims Usher failed to warn 2 women and 1 man about herpes. And this one here is Forbes magazine. Forbes magazine says Usher seeks dismissal of herpes suit. Says plaintiff knew of unprotected sex. So he's saying, it's your problem. You knew what you were getting into when you took your drawers off. You was having unprotected sex, so it's your thing. Do what you want to do. He could care less about your health, your sister's health, your daughter's health, and maybe you could care less too. But until something goes wrong, and then you realize whatever it is. But Swiss Beats did the right thing because he got millions and millions and millions of dollars at stake. But I'm sure he probably checked his wife. He didn't do that quietly. I ain't seen her do no public appearances after the Super Bowl or anything. I'm sure he's like, what the hell were you thinking? This guy, got herpes. He probably checked her, like, don't be rubbing up against nobody like that. But you do that at home. You don't do that in Swiss's predicament. You don't do that publicly because he'd be sabotaging his money, all of it. But nevertheless, I think it's a bad image to send out that it's okay to live with herpes because the people I know are actually miserable with it. There's nothing happy about it. They're actually miserable with it, and they go through a great deal, not just physically, but psychologically. And nobody told them that they had it from the beginning.
So you wanna talk down on the bitch, and you wanna talk shit? Like you never ate this pussy, or sucked this clit? Nigga, please, I fed you, every night on schedule. And your shit wasn't even all that, but my heart wasn't big enough to tell you. Guess I misled you, guess I was wrong. Shouldn't have went through your phone, wouldn't have seen all them hoes in your pictures. All of them bitches been blowing your line, but they say they're the names that remind me of niggas. When your ass gets so smart, when you start breaking these hearts, when you gon' act like a man, stop being that nigga. When you gon' play your part, play your role, when you gon' stay in your lane. Damn, maybe I'm just telling your business. Don't worry about the wrong damn things, cause I've been single for 2 weeks. Thirsty niggas always trying to get me, but I see you trying to get these bitches too. I guess that's what fuck niggas do. Yeah.
So is anybody concerned about Alicia Keys and her health after that performance and all that sweat dripping off this guy, knowing that this guy has a sexually transmitted disease? Just touch the box. People in their artwork, my God, at that close like that. And to me, I was just thinking this woman's married, man. That ain't even cool. You could have did that. Somebody else should have been up there. Somebody single or something. It just didn't come off right to me at all. Period. Don't even look good or whatsoever. Nobody care about a performance like that. To me, this is just as bad as the Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction. Now, that was a wardrobe malfunction caused by Justin Timberlake that caused Janet Jackson's breasts to be exposed. Now, why did the world come down hard on Janet Jackson over a wardrobe malfunction? They didn't come down hard on Justin Timberlake, who tried to apologize years later, but never apologized before that. They didn't come down hard on him, but they really did come down hard on Janet Jackson, and he ripped the thing off. All right. He didn't have to rip it off. It wasn't necessary. Janet's boob got exposed, and people went wild, knowing that they enjoyed the whole thing, but nevertheless, they went off. This is just as sexual, if not more sexual than that. That was a wardrobe malfunction. I guess the thing wasn't supposed to rip off, but he ripped it off intentionally. And she was exposed to the world during Super Bowl halftime. Millions and millions of people. And she took the brunt of that. And when Justin could have came out to help her, he didn't come out to help her. He let her take the heat for it and sat back and watched the whole time she was taking the heat. Not saying that that was his fault or whatever it was. Then years later, he wanted to apologize, and that was just so tacky. So I think this is bad. We have a man who is accused of sleeping and infecting a man That's correct. Sleeping and affecting a man as well as two women with a herpes. Now, one of the women he settled with, and the other woman, that suit in Georgia was dismissed, especially when he lives in Georgia, and some of the black entertainers have such a stronghold down in Georgia. That lawsuit wasn't going to go through at all, period. And with the guy, I don't know what happened with that suit at all, period. But there was a guy came forward. I could play his interview. I don't feel like looking for it, and said that he, in fact, was infected by Usher with herpes. Mysteriously, out of those two suits, the one that really went the quietest was the guy. Most people didn't know that there was a whole dude talking about Usher infected him with herpes. That's correct. A whole guy, saying that the cat gave him herpes.
New legal trouble for Usher. Attorney Lisa Bloom says that she is filing a lawsuit against the R&B star today. Two women and a man say Usher knowingly infected them with herpes back in 2009. The singer has not denied having the disease. Usher already settled a 2012 lawsuit with a woman who claims that he gave her herpes.
So clearly you can see that this stuff is not made up. It's actually for real. And like out of those lawsuits, the three of them, that's why you kind of saw Usher kind of fade off in the sunset. And they be hoping these Super Bowl halftime performances, revive these people's career instead of taking the new talent that we got out there and putting the new talent out there. They're going back and get old talent. And with old talent comes old problems. And to me, when I saw it, I'm thinking this guy infected a man and infected two women, according to the news, with herpes simplex 2. Herpes, congenital herpes. Remind me, like I tell you, that clown that we talked about that infected 27 women, including his ex-wife, and nobody put this guy in jail, and he's crossed state lines, and that makes this a felony. So we've been meeting with the FBI and those people like that, and we're gonna kick it up a notch because this guy's still looking for victims. This is an active um, spreader of this virus. Like I say, we got victims from Virginia, victims from North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. We got victims from Texas by one guy who knows that he had this virus and failed to go around and tell people. We got Louise Watley. Okay, Louise says, well, P. Diddy uh, turned him out when he was a little boy. Usher mama let him live with Diddy. Okay, well, that's what some people say. And Louise Watley said that P. Diddy is the one who turned him out. But you know what? I heard people tell me that, part of my team talk about that earlier. But here's the thing about that, though. The one thing we haven't heard, and trust me, and if these people got it, TMZ and people are going to get it. I don't know if anybody's ever claimed that Diddy gave them herpes or not. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the thing, with all the stuff going on with Diddy, we got Cassie's lawsuit. Definitely, she would have accused him of herpes if he would have gave it to her. Out of all the claims, as of now, I haven't heard nobody say that he had herpes. I haven't heard nobody say Kim Porter had it. I haven't heard nobody say it at all. I ain't heard Young Miami say it. And I hope y'all see that City Girls have just faded off after all that, oh, I'm a married Diddy shit and all that stuff like that. And Diddy had a whole nother baby by a whole nother woman. And now you don't even see the City Girls no more. Period. But I ain't gonna go into that right now. But I'm just saying, Louise Watley, I just don't know. Maybe he did, but if he gave it to him, why haven't we heard anybody say that Puffy got it? I ain't heard nobody say that Puffy got it, and everything in the woodwork is coming out on Puffy. I mean, Puffy is done. He is finished. Finito. Ain't no coming back from this. You need to go sit down and retire. And then when stuff like this happen, that's what they be trying to tell these people. Go sit down and retire. Puffy should retire. You know, uh, he should have retired after the Tupac Biggie thing. Just go somewhere and did it. But now he stayed in the game too long, and that's why you don't see people like Iveen. You don't see people like Clive Davis. Those people have moved on. They know they've participated in this thing long enough to get out, and take their money. 'Cause I think Clive is back in Israel. Hey, the Journey, how you doing? Journey up in the building. But I ain't heard nobody saying that Diddy gave them, anything other than what people claim. But I don't think nobody's actually claiming a disease from Puffy. So maybe he went there to live, but we have no proof that Puffy did anything. Click the link and tell me what you think. That's the link. It's right up under Louise Watley. It's right up before Louise Watley, and you can appear and tell me what you think. Why don't you come on, Louise? Tell me what you think, how you feel about this, and how you feel about this performance. I think that when I was looking at it, I feel like, man, this guy has a disease. They chose the wrong guy to be at this performance and stuff of that nature, and he had multiple lawsuits. One was dismissed, and the other one with one lady was settled. Now, with the guy, I am not sure what happened with that guy. I don't know if that guy dead or alive. I know he came out and he said that Usher gave him herpes, a whole dude. And all of a sudden, mysteriously, that guy is he's not been found. He's not been found. He's not been seen, his lawyers or anything. And so I was actually wondering, is that dude still around? Is he still around? Is he still uh, around, period? Because when he made his claim, his claim just went all the way quiet, completely. But the one girl, she was in Georgia. That's Usher's stronghold. It's going to be very difficult to sue anybody that's a part of certain communities in Georgia, seeing that Atlanta is known to be the home of black gay people in Hollywood. And so, you ain't hardly going in there with somebody who's well connected like this and win. But I think the other girl who actually won her suit was in California. Man, again, her legal team took the same legal team that the guy used for Rock Hudson's case, and that case was settled. I don't have the numbers for you all, but it was settled. And so the one case he beat in Georgia, and all of a sudden lay low for a couple of years, hoping that people would forget about it. But I was thinking, I was like, okay, man, they cannot do they need to take hip hop out of halftime, period. You know, I often tell people all the time that the rivalry that was going on in Chicago with drill rap, if that don't destroy hip hop should live forever. But because those guys were real gangsters who rapped, hip hop will never be looked at as as it used to be. When Run DMC had it, Curtis Blow, Eric B, Rakim, and those people when they were doing hip hop, it was LL Cool J. It was looked at, completely different, something you could do, something you could make a living off of. But when the drill scene came on board, and they started signing drill rappers and people started to die and stuff when like Young Dolph died. And look how many people have died since Young Dolph has died. I mean, it's just a slew of deaths since Young Dolph died, all the way leading all the way up to Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook, dying as well too. And that's what hip hop is bringing now. Everybody in Chicago, King Von dead, FBG Duck dead. I mean, just a slew. L.A. Capone dead. There's so many bodies behind hip hop that is just not viewed anymore like it used to be. It is viewed as the music of death. And anybody who's involved with it, all on YouTube, squawking and beefs and cussing each other out and stuff, just so filled full of drama that you can't even get to the music because of the drama that goes behind it. So looking at it now, I'm just saying people, they need to stray away from this, because what they're going to do is the first great show that comes on during Super Bowl, people are going to turn just like they used to do when Living Color was around. They used to lead the Super Bowl and watch Living Color's halftime show. You look it up on YouTube. You used to watch Living Color's halftime show. And you're going to see people doing that more and more. They're going to go away and watch something else. And advertisers are going to slowly pull their money from the Super Bowl because it's the halftime show when some of the best commercials are showed. But if ain't nobody watching it, advertisers are not going to be selling anything, and I can't see spending $3 million for a 26-second commercial that ain't nobody watching. $3 million for a 26-second commercial. $3 million. That is correct. Maybe a little more, but it was $3 million at one time for you to look at a bag of Doritos for 26 seconds. Doritos paid $3 million. So my point in the matter is, if everybody's turning away looking for something else, then why are advertisers spending that kind of money at a Super Bowl halftime show when nobody watched it? We watch it because we report on it, and probably all we watched was the halftime game because I didn't really care about the two teams that were there anyway. I was rooting for the San Francisco 49ers. They were just there a couple of years ago with the Los Angeles team, and I was hoping that they could pull it out yesterday. And I was shocked to hear the coach admit, the coach of the San Francisco 49ers admitted he didn't even know overtime rules for the game. I went, what? Even if I didn't, I wouldn't have admitted that to anybody. But he came out and said he didn't even know the rules for the overtime rules for a halftime game. So you can rightfully conclude that the coach didn't know the rules for the game, then the team didn't know the rule for the game either. And that's why they didn't play like it was their last chance. So they lost. But the halftime show is what we reported on. And I think that this is definitely inappropriate for a guy who normally may have the herpes virus to be close to another guy's wife like that, all uptight, sweating on her and everything. And I think it was tacky. I think it was tasteless. What do you think? Click the link and come on board and tell me what you think. What it is that you think when it comes to Usher being this close to Alicia Keys with uh, a virus that he's gonna have for the rest of his life, and she's a mother as well too. So you don't want her to be infected and then run the risk of giving it to the kids. So I thought it was kind of tacky. Okay, but Alicia Keys looked like she's in heaven. Man, you must don't see what I see. Look at her cocking her eyes at this guy. Alicia Keys never looked more comfortable. But I guess you have brown skin. I guess you would have to really be an Alicia Keys fan to know how Alicia Keys really performs and gets down. But she's just trying to play this off because she knows she's a mother, she's a wife, and she knows this guy has this illness. But that's the wrong time for you to get up on stage and start showing how you feel. See, some people are the ultimate professionals, and you got to understand I don't think there's anything in America where these many millions of people follow. But every year, umpteen millions of people in America, umpteen millions of people out of America, Europe, Asia, all tune in to the American Super Bowl. I mean, that is just a fact. So I don't see Alicia Keys making a scene with those many people watching her, and she's got to make a living doing this because again, that'll rebound and come back on her. So you can look at her eyes and tell she's uncomfortable. She's trying to smile, but I'm not buying it because I've seen her perform and seen how she performed, and I've seen her perform with other people. But she's trying to get us the benefit of the doubt. But I know she's got to be thinking in her mind she doesn't want to get infected. But do you do that on stage with 20 something million people looking at you? Nope, you don't do that on stage with 20 something million people looking at you. And just this country alone, that ain't got nothing to do with Europe and all the other countries. So to me, she don't look like she in heaven. She look like, what the hell did I get myself into? We didn't practice this part of this. That's what it looked like she's saying to me. We didn't practice this part, and she's trying to just get through this performance. That's what it looks exactly like to me. To me, she looks very uncomfortable, and she's trying to figure out what the hell am I going to tell my old man after this is over with. And like I said, I talked to some people in the Bronx who part of music, and they say, Swiss is cool, low key, but he's a straight up G, and he's gonna handle this not in the media, but he's gonna handle this privately, because if he handles this in the media, he be messing up his bread, and he ain't gonna mess up his bread, because that's what they do this for, so they can live. And I think that took a real strong stomach. So he put that out there with what he was supposed to put. But we bringing it to you, man. We want to know, what did y'all think? We put the links down there for you guys to come on and say what it is that you thought about this, because again, I thought it was very unnecessary, raunchy. I thought it was very tasteless. I thought the guy would come on, sing some songs, moonwalk like Michael Jackson, and get off the stage. But I thought this was totally not necessary at all, period. And as I say, people sat there and they were just wondering, why Alicia would put herself like that in harm's way. That's what they were wondering. That's exactly what they were wondering. And this is why he's trending on Twitter and stuff like that. And that's why Swiss had to come out and tell people to, try and concentrate on, the show, because nobody's concentrating on the show. Nobody cares about the show. Nobody likes these hip hop productions with the Super Bowl at all, period. Especially the one they did in California, once again, when San Francisco played the Chargers. It's just not going over well with people. Nevertheless, we're going to pray for Alicia Keys and pray that God keep her safe, and pray for Usher too, that he find the right path. And nevertheless, to all my subs, to all my followers, as usual, one nation.
That's what we see Jay-Z has done. That's what we see Puff has done. The music don't become how you pay the bills. It's a lot of pressure off of it. You got other things bringing in income, you can make music.
This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face. Like, what the fuck is going on? Who told you that song, and did you know all along? And why did your bitch sell that painting 2 weeks after he was gone? I'm gonna tell you what it feels like. It feels a little fishy. Feels like something's going on ever since that John Legend song and Khaled's prediction of a Grammy. If you ask me, I can't stand him. Seems a little weird. Question number 1, why is there no blood? Question number 2, Sam left in the AM is true, but you're talking about the shit's all up in the afternoon. Don't trip, we're gonna find out the truth soon. Who did what to who? Did they plan to eat the chili fries, or was it just a surprise? Can you see the lies of witness in a cowboy's eyes? Are we gonna just sit here and forget? Are we gonna ride like Nip said? It's a little weird that the judge quit, handing out immunities like candy makes me sick. I got a lot of unanswered questions, like why is the footage all grit and I can't see shit? Who the fuck is that white man in that white BMW? Probably was the FBI. Yeah, I noticed that white guy, and I noticed the car wasn't in the pictures when they showed them afterwards. They thought we would forget. They got that shit backwards. They weren't expecting me to drop this track and raise all these questions with my Mac words. I'm really mobbing through LA, smoking backwoods. I've been doing this shit all my life. TMC, AMI. You might just see an empty parking lot when you ride by. Well, me, I see way more. I see an independently owned store. I see the community taking power back, whether you're white, Mexican, Asian, or black. As long as you're not blue. Good ones, there might be a few, but from my life experience, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not defending Eric, but what's the fucking delay? They requested a quick trial, it's been over 800 days. They try to distract us in so many clever, creative ways. Yeah, you got your Grammy, and now you're a billionaire. But what about the families that are still living there? Seems a little unfair, just a little something to compare. I never seen a fireman wearing a bulletproof vest. Yes, the shit to me seems a little suspect. The shit's a little weird. Crisis actors taking away our fathers, making our child some bastards, killing creative men and women for their masters. The waves that Nip wrote in, you didn't know when it began. A bunch of new chapters. You didn't think about what would happen after. We would put the pieces together on your transparent bullshit. I can see right through it, like the clear blue sky in the LA sunny weather, where the palm trees swing side to side and we ride together on a white horse or a double R hearse in a foreign car. Either way, you gotta be on guard, because they're on tap for anyone who's brown brown and black with tats. Everybody sees it, but nobody wants to attack. It's sad if you ask, we all got a blast back. We're in the game, though we can't touch the ball. Seems a little unfair if you ask me, that's all. So take your ignorant ass to YouTube and type in Tanika Views to get the real news. We're doing the shit for justice, not views. Sharing knowledge and coming together, that's the real tool. He tried to lead us to the lake, so don't sleep on the knowledge that he gave to me and you. He wanted us to learn from his mistakes, so with our new knowledge, good decisions we could make. And also one thing I wanted to say myself, they killed Dr. Sebi because he was teaching health. Assassins, they come in all shapes and sizes, big booties, hips and thighs. Oh, you're Diddy's girl, right? Oh yeah, John Legend, some things happen at your video shoot. I got a couple questions for you. All those strings you pulled, you still can't make a rap hit. You punk ass little bitch, you probably got a little dick. All the shit that you have to did. This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face. This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face.